So many people have been asking me recently to watch this video, and I gotta admit that I avoided doing so, because I watched a few snippets running around online. I haven't watched the full thing, but I know where this is going, and I know it's just going to get me mad, so I really did not want to get into it. Now, that being said, since so many of you guys ask, I guess I have to provide, but at the same time, I'm gonna use this blessed opportunity to actually say what I think about current World of Warcraft and the state of it, and what waits for us in the future, which I think looking kind of grim. Now, so that we are all on the same page, this man right here is Ian Hezekostas. He's the director from World of Warcraft, and this is Holly, forgot her last name. She's the VP for World of Warcraft. So yeah, let's check this out.
This is really good. It's really
It was an
fascinating
interview, obviously.
insight into how you're working and the team and all of that. But I'm interested to know then what's the, and obviously I'm not asking for a detailed roadmap here, but I often say, what's the 5-year plan? What's the 10-year plan? I guess if you can have a 10-year plan in video games, I don't know if that's remotely possible. But like, what's the long-term vision of where you'd like to end up?
I mean, top line, we want everybody to be able to play WoW.
There it is. There it is. I've been waiting for this. I heard she said that. I haven't checked it out for myself yet, but I heard she said that, and that's exactly the problem with current World of Warcraft. Exactly this. We want WoW to be for everyone. Homie, if you ever played a video game, you know that that is an impossibility. You cannot make a game that satisfies everyone. It's impossible. Humans are different and they think differently. They're not all alike. And if you try to make a game that is for everyone, you're gonna end up with a game for nobody. And that's what we have in current retail World of Warcraft. And I mean, I get it. You want to appeal to new age Zoomers that can't watch a video for more than 10 seconds. I get that. You want to do the cutesy mobile game art that every single game has been bombarding us with recently. And you know what? To a certain degree, I get it. You want the money. But maybe, just maybe, if you did not try to demasculinize World of Warcraft, you've seen an increase in the player base. Right now, I know, and I get these comments on like some of my videos. People are telling me WoW is booming and the game is fantastic and doing fun. Why do they stop updating their player base count? Why? Why they stopped doing that since Draenor? And I know they recently published like really fake article about the numbers. Their numbers are so highly inflated with bots, nobody would even pay attention to that. Like, I don't know how can you be so much of a fool to believe this, but it is what it is. If you want to just delude yourself, go for it. I couldn't care less, honestly. But at the same time, it's funny these people come to my comment section and actually start spamming me with all of this irrelevant stuff. Like, guys, I have a brain. I can see for myself when I log into the game. You stand in queue for hours. And also, you can clearly tell the game is dead. Nobody's playing. The world is empty. There's a vast world to explore out there. Nobody's on it. Except for Classic, right? Obviously, still, everyone plays Classic because it's the GOAT. It's the best MMO out there. But yeah, the fact that Blizzard could not outdone themselves for 20 years is laughable. And it's insane. So I guess this is the problem. You try to make a game for everyone, and that's not going to fly. You really need to return to your roots and start making this game manly again.
We think.
And by the way, if you think that females won't play World of Warcraft because of it, you are deadly wrong. Deadly wrong, okay? Or deathly wrong, sorry. I mean, I have 6% females watching my videos. God knows why, okay? I appreciate that. But at the same time, they told me, because I asked in my previous WoW video, if they care about this shit or not, and they told me they didn't. They want the good old days back, and to be honest, I understand. You had strong female characters, you had Tyrande, Jaina, Sylvanas before they completely butchered her character, and so much more, right? Garona, all the time. I mean, we can go on and on, it doesn't matter. But you had that, but you wanted to change it. You wanted to make orcs into these laughable toddlers instead of like pick giga chads. And orcs are my favorite race out there, and I always have an orc warrior. This is like my main, you know me, guys. And just seeing all of this unfold, just cringe. It's so unsavory, man. I knew I'm gonna be angry just talking about this. That's why I didn't want to watch this video. But at the same time, I guess it is what it is.
I will say this for myself. I think
Yeah, you are speaking for
Warcraft
yourself.
itself is poised for growth. It's a fantastic IP. I think, in my humble opinion, it's been underutilized, and I just want to bring it to as
Underutilized? How? Well, she's not going to give an example. How this game was underutilized? I mean, it has been in the past, like a few expansions, obviously, but how was it before? That's I don't understand. This part I don't get it.
many people as possible. And that means, evolving what Warcraft means, what
Oh
it is, and where
God.
it's going. We want it to be approachable. And that's
No,
also
no, no, no. You should not make a character for everybody. Oh, you see what the problem is? They're making characters. You know what? I actually I got a really good thing here. So I want to speak very slowly so you guys understand where I'm going with this because I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So what Blizzard is currently doing is tailoring the game to the player. Now, the reason I think that this is bad is because humans are flawed. Now, this is not inherently bad. I think this is what makes us perfect, actually. But the problem is, it doesn't make us strive to become better. Because when you tailor weak character for weak people, it creates an environment of just, really stagnant mindset. That's what I've been looking for. This was the word. It creates a stagnant mindset where people don't look to evolve. But whenever I see really badass characters that give me like insight on things and how I should act in certain situations, I understand. When you see that Crane Bloodhoof step up to protect his horde, right? That's incredible. And when you see his son Bane stepping up to protect the horde, that's perfect. When you see Gul'dan, a wretched orc, using magic in Magora, you go, hey, that's some weak ass shit. And you don't like him. It teaches you something. It teaches you life lessons about strength. And strength doesn't necessarily mean power, of course. You had so many characters that weren't powerful, but they were extremely influential, right? So we're not talking about this here. We're talking about, let's take one more example, like Arthas, right? He wasn't necessarily strong. Before, the Lich King part. But the culling of Stratholme was a pivotal moment in World of Warcraft lore. Because it wasn't World of Warcraft back in the day, it was just Warcraft. And the reason it was so pivotal and so, how do you say it? People conflicted a lot upon it, is because you have the group that says, hey, this was wrong. He shouldn't have been doing so. And then you have my group, which is, Arthas did nothing wrong. And I think that these type of stories that make us just split as a player base but still love the game are phenomenal. It makes us think, it makes us grow as human beings. Like, I've learned a lot from video games. As stupid as it may sound, I have. And I believe all of you guys too. Because that's what we are. We're gamers. We're learned of what we've seen. And whenever you see artists taking a strong decision and sternly just, sterilize all of Stratholme, which, again, we can agree and disagree if this was good or not. I think it was the right decision. But it makes us evolve. It really strengthens our character as human beings. And I enjoy that. I think that was good. Now, obviously, you can disagree. You can say, hey, Warcraft means something different right now. I disagree with that. I think World of Warcraft can be still the greatest game ever. I believe in the old stories. I believe in the old ways. And, at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see what happens.
so part of
Right now, I will say the numbers speaks for themselves. Way less people are playing World of Warcraft.
it. Even with Chris Metzen, we talk about, sometimes he's like, man, I wish we hadn't called
There
it
it is.
Warcraft. It sounds kind of intimidating. I'm like, no,
Yeah, this is the part that I've seen. This is the part everyone's talking about. I think I talked over it. I'll make sure you hear it again. Listen carefully.
and that's also part of it. Even with Chris Metzen, we talk about, sometimes he's like, man, I wish we hadn't called it Warcraft.
Chris Metzen said, I wish we hadn't called it Warcraft. If you have a recording of that, I would literally donate $1 million to Blizzard. Okay? But not some fake bogus shit. I want to hear the tapes. Okay? Because I know y'all be recording under the table. Like, you do that. And you're drinking milk, certain type, which I won't specify, and you also do a little bit of cube crawling on the side. But, for real, okay, you know what, jokes aside? If Chris Metzen ever said that, the dude is off. Dude is off his rocker. And I refuse to believe he actually said that because I knew Chris Metzen for years. I've been following him like so cautiously because I love this man. I love this man. The way he tells a story, it's phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. And his understanding of music and lore and how to combine like everything together to make this insane experience, it's fantastic. I think he's one of the only few that can make a good game. I refuse to believe that he actually said that. It seems like one giant bogus crap, but at the same time, I'll guess I'll kind of take it with a grain of salt here. At the same time, hell no, sister. That's not going to happen. Changing it from Warcraft because it has the word war in it. Like, what are we talking about? We're humans. We wage war on each other all the time. Now, obviously, it's bad, but at the same time, hearing war stories and watching like war stuff, it's one of my favorite things to do. That's what I loved about WoW. I watch movies such as this all the time. Now, obviously, if you take it into real life application, this is really bad. Of course, we all agree here. Nobody wants war, obviously. But this is a game. So we want that escapism. We want this. It's fun for us. It's good. And also, obviously, all the characters are fictional. So at the end of the day, like, what are we talking about here? Like, it's some real life stuff. It's so cringe. I just hate that, man. Like, what the hell would they call it? Word of what? Word of cringecraft? Come on, man. Like, be real.
Sounds kind of intimidating. Like, nobody really thinks.
It was intimidating. It was supposed to. That's the whole point. That's the ordeal. That's what it needs to be doing. WoW was intimidating. Guys, do you remember when we first saw the undead? Like, full power undead. With all the meat wagons and all the crazy stuff and like corpses hanging off from like meat hooks and stitched abominations, all that stuff. It was crazy. Dog, I remember playing Warcraft. And by the way, I haven't played Warcraft that long ago. I didn't play it when I was a kid because my parents wouldn't buy me any video games. They thought it was bad for me. Which, by the way, I understand they were right about that. Now, I played Warcraft, I think, like 6 years ago when my PC broke and I had to use my old one while I waited for my new one to arrive. And the only thing that PC could run was, like, old games. So I ran Warcraft 3 and I played Frozen Throne. And obviously the base game, it was such a insanely good experience, man. It was a phenomenal experience. I enjoyed that so much. The game was so barbaric. It was peak savagery. I mean, you could, like, you saw all the corpses and stuff. That was crazy. Like, everything about it. Even the mods. Like, I played Dota there too. It was glorious, man. And we lost all of it. And you can see remnants of it in today's World of Warcraft, but barely. Barely. And it's very Disneyfied. Like, everything, from the story to what you actually see inside of the game, it's also Disneyfied. I hate that, man. We lost it. We truly lost our edge.
That about Warhammer. It's just, it's an understood name, essentially. So this idea of third space in our online worlds, we couldn't even define what that means exactly, but we're working on figuring that out. We want people to come in and hang out and have birthdays, have weddings, have raids, grand adventure.
What? Then go play Sims. Go play some VR crap. There are games for that. And I mean, don't get me wrong. People who wants to do that have games for it. And it's fine. Nobody's judging the gamer. I'm judging her. Her decisions are bad. You need to understand. Games are not for everyone. There's a game for each player. You're not seeing me coming to World of Warcraft wanting to play Counter-Strike. Like, oh, I really want to shoot someone, so you should add the guns into the game. No. Like, hell no. I have games for that. If I want to play a shooter game, I'll go play Counter-Strike. I won't go play World of Warcraft. It's so weird. It's so weird that she says that. But I mean, I know her agenda and I know what she's trying to push on us. And that's why I'm so mad at it. Because it took over my favorite game. And now I don't have a good MMO to play other than like Guild Wars 2 and Where Winds Meet. But they're vastly different from WoW. I love WoW and I really want the story to be good and be back again. Because I miss the good old characters that I grew up with. So annoying, man.
Play with the friends, meet new friends, like all the things that traditionally...
Yes, meet new friends that none of them speak your language and nobody cares about you. All WoW player cares about are 7 different graphs, and they can't even function without downloading 20 different add-ons and cover half their screen with relevant shit. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, I'm literally getting rage baited here. Dude, I'm done with this video, honestly. It just...
For over 20 years, World of Warcraft has been good at. And at the same time, we want to take advantage of 20 years of stories that have been told and not told.
Taking advantage means sucking the last drop of blood from the game until we finally have to jump ship.
And start bringing it out to the world in a broader way. Like, that's my goal and vision. And I know Ian supports it. And, you know, when we do hear these...
I know Ian supports it. Ian just looks dead at the camera and goes like, please keep paying me money. I'm done. Like, guys, if you don't know Ian and you don't know anything about his past, he's a hardcore World of Warcraft player. He's one of us at heart, okay? He's one of us. I truly believe that. Now, so many people said that he lost his mind, he's corrupted, it's over. I still want to believe that he has some goodness in him. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Now, I may be wrong about that, but I choose to see the good in people. And I believe that one day, Ian would take over and everything would be good. Just kidding, it's a far-fetched dream. Maybe it's a wishful thinking. But at the same time, it may happen. There's a 0.01% chance of it happening, and I'm going to bank on it.
Passion cries from, you know...
That's going to be his redemption arc.
Let me play this game with my kids. I just want to hang out with my kids.
What?
And I don't want to do it.
People have done that since the game actually began. I mean, watch Asmongold. He literally played the game with his mother. What? You're telling me right now people cannot play the game with the kids because it's like, oh, there's a blood and things. Who cares? Who cares? Stop making everything PG. Stop Disneyfying my game. And like, make it for toddlers. God damn it. What have we become? Dude, we're lost. Who took over the company? Did they lose their nuts? I'm so tired of Karens just running things around. And I mean, at the end of the day, they belong to Microsoft now. So Microsoft stands for something.
In other games, I want to do,
you know what I mean?
I love. And so that's a minor seed of the vast, you know, potential.
And by the way, that's another problem. You heard what she said? She said the game I love. You need to understand, some people may not agree with what you like. You cannot tailor a game to your taste. It doesn't make any sense. That's why you have a wide variety of people in companies so they can give out different opinions. Once you get, wait, let me reorganize my thoughts here. Once you put like-minded people in the same group, you're bound to get a trash product. Why? Because you'll have a monolith instead of variety. You have a tree with one giant branch rather than alternating paths, okay? You need contradicting opinions to have maximum efficiency of a product. And the reason for that is because you can hear other people's perspectives and understand what's going on. And you know what? There's a really good example for that too recently. Ashes of Creation. Now, obviously now the game has been proving to be like a scam and it kind of shut it down. But before that, the game was going in a route that I knew from the start was bad. It was detrimental to the game health because Steven, the game director, is a hardcore Lineage 2 and Arcade PvP player. Now, if you know anything about MMORPGs, you know that the PvP community is a fraction of the PvE community, and that's why no hardcore PvP-based MMO have stood the test of time. Okay? There's a reason for that. Now, Steven made a game that is tailored for hardcore PvP gamers, and what ended up happening? Nobody wanted to play it. They lost it all. And I mean, that's exactly what they're doing with World of Warcraft. You want the game to be Disneyfied. You want the game to be for little children. And you know what? It can be a game for them. But at the same time, you're going to lose so many people who do not like that. Including said, teenagers and stuff. Like, nobody cares about the Disney stuff anymore. And you can see a good example for that in Overwatch. I think Overwatch is a really great example of inclusive game that people like. Right now, I know Overwatch is kind of on its redemption arc. And I guess I'm glad for that because people have loved this game for years. But at the same time, it's a very good example of what people actually like. So keep that stuff inside of Overwatch. Don't bring it to World of Warcraft. It's like, imagine if they tried to Disneyfy Diablo 4. The game would have been completely gone. Like, nobody would have played it. Because the whole premise is pure brutality and gore. And that's what the game is about. And that's fine. People who like it will play it. There's a market for everybody. Like, you're not gonna lose on people if you try to be inclusive. If you don't try to be inclusive. You're actually quite the opposite. You're gonna gain more people than you ever thought.
Potential garden of, people who love incredible challenges. Like, what are we gonna do for them in the future? How do we roll in the community? And, one of the lovely things about housing that's a reminder to us is,
housing was good. It's fine. I'm not going to talk about that.
Kick that off in earnest in December, to have people filtering into it, and just to see there's now a whole community forming around how to make stuff. That to me is the beauty of MMO.
Well, that's why people asked for it for 20 plus years, and it was supposed to be a part of classic World of Warcraft, but it kind of ended up being scrapped because the game was so rushed. And I mean classic, I mean vanilla. But okay, I'm not gonna talk about housing. It was good. It was good.
It becomes,
except for the pay-to-win currency, which just a little bit of blizzardry.
A real community, not just in game, but in game and out, that supports each other, and that to me is the dream. And as much of that as we can create, loving community that likes to inform and be experts and share.
Now I know she hasn't played the game. Now I know that for sure. Yeah, now I'm certain. I know, I understand. A loving community that is like to inform the other player. What are you talking about? Have you ever tried to raid in WoW? Have you ever tried joining a guild? Have you ever been on a WoW Discord server? Chief, if you've been there, you know the people there are so goddamn toxic. You can't even say anything without being called a noob. Literally, I tried to learn a raid. People just looked at me and went like, dog, just Google the entire raid, watch 30 minutes video on how to play. Nobody wants to inform you how to play. Nobody. If you ask someone in WoW how to do a certain boss, the first and only answer you're going to encounter is go to YouTube and Google the answer. Or sorry, go to Google and you get the answer on YouTube. You get what I'm saying here. Nobody would ever tell you what the boss is doing. Nobody would bother teaching you. And this is so vastly different from Guild Wars 2. Yesterday, I did one of my first meta events, which are like basically world bosses from World of Warcraft. And literally, people stood in line behind mentors. And the mentors spammed pre-written messages that just told you what to do. From the start to finish, you know exactly what your role is in the fight, and you're good to go. Perfect. It took no longer than 2 minutes, and people are doing this every single time. But the WoW community is so toxic, they cannot tell anyone what to do without sounding like pretentious assholes, because that's who they are. And that mentality even seeped into classic World of Warcraft. I play TBC. I played, God forbids, Retribution Paladin. Okay, I wanted to DPS, but I wanted to do it my style. I wanted to play Pallies because I wanted to do skill switching, which, in case you're not aware, is just a mechanic you can use. It's an old glitch in the system you can kind of do to essentially just proc two seals at the same time and gain a boost of a lot of damage. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that I played a subpar DPS compared to a Major and Warlock. Now, whenever I try to find an heroic dungeon, people added me to the party. I went there, they saw I was a paladin, and I got instantly kicked. And that happened numerous times. People just looking for mages and warlocks. You're not going to find any dungeons if you're playing a subpar DPS. I guarantee you that. And it's so cringe because you can do all the content with like 7 paladin. It doesn't matter. You can go 5 paladin team and you'll be fine. It's okay. The game was designed for that. It's easy. It's not that difficult. And it's so crazy that the retail min-max mentality has sipped so much into Classic. That's why I quit. And now the TBC has re-rolled again. I wanted to check it out and I wanted to play it. But then I thought to myself, man, am I really going to be putting myself at the same cage with these people? Nah, I'm just going to continue playing other good MMOs and that's it.
That to me is online spaces in a fantasy realm that gives you an escape, gives you a place to hang out, gives you something to focus on when maybe things outside of that
World of Warcraft was that.
So good.
It was that.
Or even if they're great and you want to share it with somebody. So I think, and Ian can speak to it too, that to me is, broadly speaking, every decision we make has that kind of thread in it. And where are we going? How do we get to this space where everyone is welcome? tying into how they play and the activities they want to do and who they want to do it with and even who they don't want to. The whole team is excited about this idea of we want to preserve what World of Warcraft is and what people expect. We're never going to stop doing the things we know people love.
But you have. So that's a lie. That's just a lie face on. You have stopped doing what people love. You stopped the Giga Chadness, you stopped the manliness, and now it's all gone. Go and watch Warlords of Draenor trailer, and then you see what people actually want. Don't copy the game itself, though, because the expansion was, but look at the trailer. This is what people love. This is what people want.
But at the same time, I think we have a bigger vision simply than an MMORPG, in my opinion.
Well, Ian, do you have anything to add to that, or is that robustly up?
Save me! Get me out of here!
Answered.
I mean, I think, we firmly believe that our best years are ahead of us. It's game design, but it's also social design, and it's trying to understand and think about, how we meet a new generation where they are. And that's going to mean thinking outside the box in some places.
Yeah, he's struggling to find an answer, you can tell.
Game has traditionally been.
Dude has gone gigaball. He lost at the very least 10 hairs giving out this answer.
To make that a reality.
Brilliant. I'm conscious of the time, and I know that you're building up to the...
Okay, fine. That's it. Thank God. Wow, what a nightmare to watch. I have to cleanse my eyes there for a second. Oh, thank God. You see what I told you, boys? This is real World of Warcraft. That interview was fake. Don't believe it. Don't believe what other people say. Trust me. I'll look after you. This is what World of Warcraft is truly like. God bless. Listen to the war chants. Oh. They're crazy, man. I love the orcs. They're so goated. Shit. My boy Grom.
Hellscream. Claim your destiny. You will all be conquered.
Some weak person promises.
And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return?
Everything.
Everything.
Oh, so good. Nah. Get out of here with this weak ass shit. No. Where's my boy Manoroth?
This gift.
Dude. This is peak. This is peak.
And did you bring these mongrels here?
Damn.
Just to watch you die.
Nah, he planned for this. He knew. God damn it. Dude, the music is literally giving me chills. Oh! Look at him with Gore Howl. Nah, he doesn't care in the slightest. Yeah, guys, you see why I roll an orc on every WoW private server I ever played? Like, this is why. Oh, god damn. This is actually too good to be true. There it is. Oh! It's... wow. Now he was supposed to die? No. Oh, that was so good. What the hell? Man, how did we lose this? Look at this Giga Chad. Garrosh.
Was not our destiny.
Times change.
Times change.
Oh, yeah. My favorite line is coming up. I'm going to be quiet. I promise. Here it comes! Oh, fuck. Say it.
We will never
Oh! Finally. Finally. God. It is so good. God bless. God bless. Unreal. Oh my god, this was so big. This was truly pinnacle of WoW cinematics. With how much I love all the other cinematics, this one just hits different. I don't even tie it to the expansion because obviously I'm going to cry, but my god, it was so good, man. How did we lose this?